Hey dude, this is Daisy Papa over here, bringing you my latest Yugioh deck profile. What I'm showing you guys today is my updated Dragunity build. I played with this deck at GMI last night, made it to top 8, and did pretty good with it, so I pretty much like the build, and I would probably leave it as is until the new format. So, without further ado, here's the deck. First up, 3 Dragunity Duxes. Basically, these are your main monsters to do your synchro climbing, go right into your level 8, and pretty much it. You have to run 3, no excuses. Next up are your 3 Legionnaires. Basically, these are your main monster destruction cards for the deck, and allows you to go into your level 5 synchro, so great card to run. I like to run 3. I'm starting to see people move to running this at 2, but, well, to each his own. Next up is 3 Phalanxes. These are your main tuners of the deck. These basically, works perfectly with Dragunity Dux, Dragunity Legionnaire, so you have to run 3 of these no matter what type of Dragunity deck you run. If you don't run 3, you get 3 to run. Next up is 3 Dragunity Atlas, another destruction card which you can use for the deck. Works perfectly with Legionnaire and Dragunity Knight Vajrayana. I run 2 to works perfectly, doesn't clog your hands, so good card. Next up is Dragunity Knight Armin Mistletoe. I like to run this, unlike most Dragunity players, because thing is that there's a lot of like effect veilers and Fiendish Chains running around nowadays. So thing is that what I like that Mistletoe provides, besides its quick access to level 8 if you don't have a Dux, but you can let's just say you summon Dux or a Legionnaire, they Veiler or Fiendish Chain it, you can send that Dux or Legionnaire to the graveyard, special summon this, and then you can get your level 8 right there, and act like nothing ever happened. So good card to run. Next up is your Blackwing Zephyros Elite. Great card to run, sets up combo plays, definitely have to run one. Next up is the hand traps for the deck, Maxi and Effect Veiler. Definitely, if you can afford a Maxi, definitely run it, and with the Effect Veiler reprint uni, you can run this as well. Wow. Okay, well someone's screaming like an idiot outside. Alright, next are the spells. 3 Dragon's Ravine. You have to run 3 of these, no excuses. 2 Terraforming, search out your ravines quickly. I prefer 2, 3 can be a little bit cloggy. Next up is Cards of Consonance. Draw power for the deck. It's the D draws for the deck, good card to run. 2 is a good number to run. Next up is 2 MSTs. Good, backward destruction is always good, and 2 is always good to run. Next up is Forbidden Lance. Great card to run. It can be used defensively and offensively. Use it to protect your monsters from spells and traps, and you can use it offensively and kill your opponent's higher attack monsters. So, one thing I've always noticed while playing with Dragunities is that people, a lot of the monsters that have destruction effects you want to negate with Stardust are half the time stronger than Stardust, so having Lance would allow you to basically summon Stardust and basically set this, and you don't have to worry about getting your Stardust getting run over by JD or Hyperion. Next up is Foolish Burial, good for setting up combos, dumping that Phalanx, Atlas, or Zephyros in the graveyard. Pot of Avarice, recycle your stuff, great card to run, honestly more broken than Pot of Greed. Next are the staples, Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Book of Moon, and Mind Control. Next up are the traps, 2 Solemn Warnings, definitely have to run 2 of them, staples in any deck. Next up, 2 Fiendish Chains, new staple card in practically every deck now. Negates your opponent's monster effect at any time, activates and prevents it from attacking, so really good card. Find it ironic that I was running this card long before this thing was popular, and everyone said that, oh, it's not that good of a card, why are you running it? And then irony has it, now everyone's running it, so funny. I find it funny. Solemn Judgment, common sense to run it. Dark Bribe, good card to run, stops key cards such as Heavy Storm, Dark Bribe, or whatever. Mirror Force, and Drop Dust Shoot. Next up is the extra deck. I like Justice Catastor, good card to run. TJ Hyper Librarian, good draw power for the deck since it synchros like crazy. Next up, 3 Dragunity Knight Vajrayanas. Definitely have to run 3. These are what allows you to do your synchro climbing. No excuses to run 3. Next up is Dragunity Knight Guiderg. Basically, Guiderg allows you to set up your graveyard and hand for future plays in case you don't got Dragon's Ravine. Next up is Bryanak. Common sense to run it. Orient Dragon. Scrap Dragon. Thought Ruler Archfiend. Red Dragon Archfiend. Still loving running this card. 2 Stardust, Trish, and Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. And what I ran for the extra deck last night worked really well. I had no problems with it. 2 DD Crows, good card to run, especially against windups, mirror matches, and Tour Guide Plants also. So, good card to run. Next up is 2 Cyber Dragons. I still run into a lot of Machina players at my locals, so great to contact fuse and get rid of those fortresses, and useful to get rid of those pesky Zen mains that you deal with. MST, good to run. Next up is Royal Decree. Good card to run when you're dealing with decks that run heavy back row, such as GBs, anti-meta, TGs, or skill drain decks. Played a GB deck yesterday, and basically I summoned Stardust Dragon and set 2 back row. He sets a monster, sets 4 back row. I flipped Decree. He pretty much was screwed. Next up, Light Imprisoning Mirror. Stop those light monsters' effects. Good card to run. Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. Good to stop those Insectors and Dark Worlds. Emperor Iron Wall. Good card to run, especially when you notice your opponent has graveyard removal or any removal in general. And plus, on top of that, it's useful against Dark Worlds as well, since they can't even use Gates effect while this is face up. And last but not least, Goes in Match. This actually didn't come in handy yesterday, so I'll probably take this out. I thought it would have been handy against 6 Sams, but my friend Sam, I played against him and quickly proved to me that Goes in Match doesn't really help against Sams. So, that's the deck YouTube, so comment, rate, subscribe, tell me what you guys think, and peace out.